When I say the word Halloween, you're probably thinking of candy, maybe trick or treating, or possibly even horror movies for all that. For some of the horror fans out there. But what if I told you there's a much darker side of Halloween? My name is Vincent Alina, and welcome to Halloween. Today I'm going to be talking about the origin and history of Halloween. Just to go over a little bit of a backstory or basis, if you by somehow chance don't know what Halloween is. Halloween is it's a holiday, October 31st. Every October 31st, every kid they dress up in costumes, wherever they want to dress up in, and then they go around their neighborhood, maybe different neighborhoods. They go door to door, knocking on people's door, asking for candy. And this is a common thing. I mean, I'm sure some places think this is completely bizarre and strange and crazy and all that, but no, this is actually quite common nowadays. Yeah, everybody, they go around knocking on doors. Most people, if I don't know if this is a written rule for Halloween or not, but if some people, if they don't want to hand out candy, or if they're not handing out candy, they won't have their lights on the porch or the back porch, that kind of thing. If you see a light that's not on, chances are they're not going to be handing out candy, and that's pretty much how kids, they decide who's going to be selling candy, or not selling, who's going to be giving out candy and whatnot. But actually, there's a much darker side of that. We're going to be getting into the history of Halloween today. I used to grow up, I used to trick-or-treat a lot growing up. I went around different neighborhoods, and even in my own houses sometimes, trying to get the most amount of candy. And I'll be honest with you, it ended up becoming one of my favorite Halloween, or my favorite holidays because of that. I just really love the whole atmosphere and all that of Halloween. But there's a much darker side of this than we aren't taking into account here. So that's what I'm going to be getting into today. I'm going over the origins, history. You're probably going to be mind blown away at all the things I'm about to tell you. But without any further ado, this deer is a fan right here. I have a deer right outside here. He's listening to me. He wants to know what I'm about to say. Anyway, let's get into it. So, Halloween itself, it spawned from Celtic paganism. It spawned from Celtic paganism. They had the Celtics from 2,000 years ago, the ancient Celtics. They had a festival of Samhain. I want to believe that's how that's pronounced. But yeah, every year they have the festival of Samhain, where it was actually it was their new year. Every year, November 1st, they'd have a huge festival celebrating the new year on November 1st. Now that we talked about the origins, let's discuss how it became the Halloween that we know of today. And it's not sugar and plums here, folks. There's a lot of dark side of the origins of the trick-or-treating, as we like to call it as today. Yes, I know, Mr. Deer, this is kind of crazy, isn't it? Okay, so the beginning of trick-or-treat is a lot darker. Back in the Middle Ages, children and poor adults, they would dress up in what was it? It was aforementioned clothing. They would dress up in aforementioned clothing. They'd go door to door asking for money. Sometimes they'd be asking for food in exchange for prayers or songs. And that's sad, because if you think about it, they just had to go door to door asking for food and money. I mean, people do that nowadays, but that was basically what the foundation of trick-or-treating as we know it today was. And thinking about it, that makes it kind of sad. If you're ever out trick-or-treating, just like that clicks into your head, that's really sad to think about, honestly. But over time, that ended up boiling down to the kids going around asking for candy, that kind of shtick. Anyway, let's get down here. There we are. Okay. Now, the origin is definitely very dark. Not nearly as dark nowadays, the holiday anyway. But there are a lot of things that are keeping the dark spirit, such as horror movies involving Halloween, including the actual Halloween franchise with Michael Myers. That keeps the whole spooky, scary, that kind of dark mentality of the origins of Halloween itself. Yeah, in conclusion, although Halloween might have been a dark origin and have a dark past, the holiday today is loved by many, including myself. I'm a big fan of Halloween. I always look forward to it. Yeah, and it brings a lot to everybody every year. Everybody always looks forward to it. And I know this might have been a little bit of a dark past, but I'm sure everybody is still going to love Halloween, even knowing what the past was. And, I mean, that's all in the past anyway, so we shouldn't really worry about that nowadays. We should just embrace the holiday of Halloween that we already have nowadays. Yeah, that was Halloween. Thank you for joining me on this speech. I hope I was able to entertain you enough, and thank you for your time.